Hello my dear students. Today we are going to study the prose piece A Letter by Hazlitt to His Son, which is written by William Hazlitt. I am Dr. Archana Pandit. So let us read the introduction first about the author, William Hazlitt. So William Hazlitt was born in 1778 and he died in 1830. He was an English critic and essayist. He first wanted to become a priest in the church, but found that he was more interested in philosophy than theology. Then he turned to the fine arts, but found that he was not, by his own estimation, a very good painter. He wanted to become a painter. He turned towards fine arts, but later on he realized that he is not a good painter. This and meeting with Coleridge, a meeting that overwhelmed Hazlitt with respect and admiration for the elder poet. He met S.T. Coleridge, a romantic poet, and he was very much overwhelmed by his meeting. Made him turn towards literature. That was the incident. The meeting with S.T. Coleridge, he turns towards literature. He wrote and published several volumes of essays, but his best critical work is the 3 courses of lectures on the English poet, on the English comic writers, and on the dramatic literature of the age of Queen Elizabeth. He was rather quarrelsome by nature, which accounts for his unhappy relationship with his wife and friends. By nature, he was quarrelsome, and therefore his married life, we can say, was not successful. Perhaps he recognized these traits in his son and wanted him at least to develop into a more pleasing personality. Trait means you can say the behavior. He has observed his own behavioral traits and he found that being quarrelsome, he was not able to establish good relationship in his family as well as with his friends. And while he did his self-introspection and he observed even his son, he found the same behavioral traits even in his son, and therefore he is advising in this letter to his son how to maintain good relationship with the school friends. All young people can learn a lesson from Hazlitt's advice to his son. He is giving an advice to his son in this letter. About the letter, in the category of both fiction and non-fiction, there is a subgenre called the epistolary or letter writing form. Hazlitt infuses the letter form with a sound counsel. So here in this letter we can say the genre of literature over here is epistolary form he has handled. That is, whatever advice is given by Hazlitt, it is given in the form of letter. This is called as epistolary form, and he is giving advices, counseling his own son. It was written by Hazlitt to his son after his son returned from school, complaining about his fellow students and expressing disagreeable opinion of them. Hazlitt's son was not able to establish friendship with his school friends, and he complained about his friends to his father, and at that time William Hazlitt has written this letter to his son how to maintain good relationship, how to establish good friendship with his friends in the school. The letter was written in the hope that his son would not grow to form immediate prejudices of others, but would rather mature into a well-rounded gentleman. My dear students, this is not only the advice by William Hazlitt to his son, but this is the message to all the younger generation, the whole younger generation, may be given by the author, that don't be prejudiced about someone or something, means don't form any misconceptions without having more interaction, without having more communication with that person. Means you have to communicate, you have to discuss with that friends first. Don't form opinion too early about them. Don't be prejudiced. And he wants his son to develop into a well-rounded gentleman capable of accepting his situation in life. This is very important aspect of our life. That whatever may be the situation in our life in the future, parents are not with us forever. So parents wants us to develop into a good people, good citizen, mature people who are able to handle any problem in the life, who are able to cope up with any situation in the further life. That is why they give advices to their children, but many a times children dislike the advice given by their parents. And aspiring to help and respect others. Why this letter is written by William Hazlitt to his son? The main message or the main motto behind writing this letter is he wants his son not only to accept the situation, not only to be able to adjust with the further life, future life, not only he wants his son to be a successful person, but he wants his son to be a good human being in future, the person who will be able to help and respect other people, respect the opinion of other people, as well as his son should help the other people in the society. That is what are the expectations of William Hazlitt from his son, especially those who may not be fortunate as he is. See, this is the typical sentence, though it is Western countries, though it is said by the parents in the Western countries, or though it is said in India, every one of us must have heard this sentence back in our home, that you are very fortunate that you are getting all the things. So it is your dire duty, it is your necessary duty that you should behave well, that you should study well, and you should progress well. So these are the expectations of the parents all over the world. Let us move towards the letter, the text. So here begins the letter. My dear little fellow, he says, my dear little fellow, you are now going to settle at school and may consider this as your first entrance into the world. Parents all over the world, when children are in the homes, they provide the cozy environment. We are very much secure and safe at home. And whenever we step out of the home for our schooling, the same thing is said by William Hazlitt over here. This is your first entrance into the external world. Now you are stepping into the external world, so you are going to leave behind the safe and secure world provided by your parents. As my health is so indifferent and I may not be with you long. So this is again the typical statement. Parents say that we are not with you forever. I wish to leave you some advice for your conduct in life. How you are going to behave in your life, I am giving you some advice. Both that it may be of use to you and as something to remember me by. He is saying, I am giving you the advice and it will have double benefit for you, because my advice will help you how to behave in your life to be a successful person, as well when I will not be with you. Maybe after my death, you will remember me by this letter. I will be with you forever through this letter, through my advice. I may at least be able to caution you against my own errors, if nothing else. Again, this is the main expectation of the parents, that we have committed some errors. We have committed few mistakes in our life and we don't want our children to repeat those mistakes. So this is the same thing, same expectation all over the world from the parents, from their children. So they are giving us advice. They are giving us some advice to avoid such kind of errors in our life. As we went along to your new place of destination, you often repeated that you does say that they were a set of stupid, disagreeable people. So this is the opinion formed by William Hazlitt's son about his friends in the school. He has told his father that my friends in the school, they are stupid, disagreeable people. They don't agree with me. They always differ. Our opinions differ. We don't have the same opinion, and therefore he thinks that William Hazlitt's son thinks that his friends are a set of stupid people. Meaning the people at the school, his friends at the school. You were to blame in this. What is the advice given by the father? It is not the mistake of those friends, but it is your own mistake that you are forming an opinion about them too early. It is a good old rule to hope for the best. See, here the advice begins. You can note down number 1, number 2. There are many advices given in this later. So don't blame others. First, do the self-introspection. This is the first advice you can say. Don't form misconceptions about your friends, about the people in the society too early. And hope for the best. You can say this is the third advice. Hope for the best. Situations will always change for the best. Be optimistic. Don't be pessimistic. Always, my dear, believe things to be right till you find them the contrary. Till someone or some things may go contrary to you, they are opposite as you think, till then you should think that the things will be right, things will be in my favor. And even then, instead of irritating yourself against them, endeavor to put up with them as well as you can if you cannot alter them. This is the best advice I think every parent or every mother and father gives to their children, that sometimes in our lives we may face the situations where we cannot alter those situations. It is not in our hands to change those situations. What remains in our hand is to face those situations, and at such junctures in our life we can endeavor, we can try to cope up with those situations. We have to adjust. Situations are not going to change. We are going to change. We are going to adjust accordingly with those situations instead of irritating ourselves, instead of getting angry, instead of blaming ourselves, instead of going into disappointment. What we can do is we can change ourselves, cope up with the situation and move further. You said you were sure you should not like the school where you were going. This was wrong. So this is again the next advice. Don't form the opinions too early. What you meant was that you did not like to leave home, but you could not tell whether you should like the school or not till you had given it a trial. See, this is again one of the best messages given by the father, that one day you are going to leave the home, means permanently you are not going to be in the home. You will leave for the school, colleges, maybe you will live in hostels, you will move further, you may move abroad, you may go abroad, and at such time you have to give a trial. You have to take chances, you have to grab the opportunities. Otherwise you are lying. You are lying that you should like it was determining that you would not like it. So don't form opinions about anything, anyone, any school beforehand. First try it and then you can form your own opinions. As we do about even the food, before trying it, that bitter gourd, that you say to your mother, mother, I don't want any bitter gourd because it is too bitter. So try it first. Maybe mother has prepared in a very beautiful manner and the bitterness has gone. So try it first and then form the opinions. Never anticipate evil. This is again one of the most important thing. Always, this is the message given by the elder generation to the younger generation. Don't anticipate evil. Don't think that everything will be bad, or because you cannot have things exactly as you wish. See, we are not the kings or the queens, so everything will not be at par as our wish. So uh, it is not exactly possible that everything will happen according to your own opinion or according to your own wish. Make them out worse than they are through more spite and willfulness. So don't be very much, you can say, full of anger, very much full of hatred about those situations, about those people, because you are stepping into the practical world. Towards universal brotherhood, you seemed at first to take no notice of your school fellows or to set yourself against them because they were strangers to you. So the next important message given by the father is about universal brotherhood, equality. Treat all the friends. Don't make friendship with only few students or only with few friends. Treat all your fellow mates, treat all your classmates as your good friends. They knew as little of you as you did of them. Maybe this is your first interaction, you are meeting for first time. You know very little about them and vice versa. They also know very little about you. So don't form opinion in the first meeting. This would have been a reason for their keeping aloof from you. And that's why as it might have been your first meeting, so they kept a distance from you, or they were not talking with you very much in a friendly manner as well, which you would have felt as a hardship. And I know this is hardship whenever friends they maintain distance from you, whenever they are not talking with you. It is very difficult phase for the students or for the children, I know, but give them time. Learn never to conceive a prejudice against others because you know nothing of them. Don't make opinions too early. Don't make your mind prejudiced. It is very difficult. It is very difficult if you if you form any opinion about someone beforehand. This is going to affect your relationship afterwards. And make enemies of half of the world. It is bad reasoning and it makes enemies half of the world. So if you start thinking like that, half of the world will be your enemy. Do not think ill of them till they behave ill to you. So this ill will game, it is very blame game. This is very difficult game. So don't play it. Don't blame others. And then strive to avoid the faults which you see in them. Whatever the mistakes they are committing, your friends are committing, don't repeat those mistakes. So in a way you are behaving in a good manner with them. This will disarm their hostility. And if though they are behaving bad with you, and on the other hand, if you are behaving in a good manner with them, soon they will forget their hostility, their anger towards you, and then sooner than pike or resentment or complaint. So resentment is not the answer, friendship is the answer, hatred is not the answer, complaint is not the answer. Give them the chance. Try to develop your friendship with them. Time is the answer to all the problems. I thought you were disposed to criticize the dress of some boys as not so good as your own. So many a times when we go into school, we enter the school world, we start comparing ourselves. So the Hazlitt's son, he has commented upon the dress of some boys as his dress is not good or something like that. Never despise anyone for anything that he cannot help. Maybe you don't know whatever the financial situation is of that boy, so it is not good to comment upon the dressing or comment upon anything of anyone in the first meeting, least of all for his poverty. It is very bad manner. He is saying if you comment upon the poverty of someone. I would wish you to keep up appearances yourself as a defense against the idle sneers of the world. So appearances are many a times deceiving. Everything that shines is not gold. This is the idiom we know, every one of us know, and therefore he is saying that don't go upon the appearance. Appearances are always deceiving thing. I would not have you value yourself upon them. Idle sneer here means to imply adversity in the form of mockery. Don't mock anyone about his or her financial situation. I hope you will neither be the dupe nor victim of vulgar prejudices. Here father is saying that I am not telling you that you should be the victim of vulgar prejudices, but avoid vulgar prejudices in your minds also. Here dupe means a person who is cheated. I don't want you to cheat someone, but don't allow anyone to cheat you also. This is the message. Instead of saying never despise anyone for anything that he cannot help, I might have said never despise anyone at all. So this is the very good message given by a father. Never hate anyone for anything. For contempt, hatred implies, what is the meaning of that hatred? Contempt implies a triumph over and pleasure in the ill of another. You are enjoying the ill will, means whenever you are happy, if someone is feeling bad, it is not you can say the symbol of the healthy personality. If you are laughing at the weaknesses of the others, it is very bad manner. So don't do that. Don't take pleasure in the ill of another. It means you are glad and congratulate yourself on their failings or misfortune. It means that you are laughing at their failures and their misfortunes. It is very bad thing to do. You complain since that the boys laugh at you and do not care about you, and that you are not treated as you were at home. The next complaint of the boy is that the friends, they are not treating well him in the school as he gets the treatment at the home. My dear, that is one chief reason for you being sent to school, to inure you betimes to the unavoidable rubs and uncertain reception you may meet with in life. So this is the important message, my dear students, not only for the Hazlitt son, for the whole younger generation, that there will not be the red carpet. You will not be welcomed with a red carpet in every arena of life, in every field of life. When you step outside the house, in the house you may be treated like the kings and the queens, like the prince and the princesses, but outside it is not possible. You may encounter some people who are very much difficult to handle, but this is the lesson of the life, that everything will not be according to your own wish or will in the external world as it happens at your home. So school is the first reception, he is saying over here. But you must not expect others to show the same concern about you as I should. So parents show the concern for the children. Don't expect such kind of concern, care from the people outside the home. You have now got among other boys who are at your equals or bigger and stronger than yourself, and who have something else to attain to besides humoring your whims and fancies. Parents, what they do at the home, they are always pampering us. They are always providing or paying attention to our whims and fancies. They are providing all our necessary things, unnecessary things. But this may not happen in the external world. The priorities of the external world, the priorities of your friends who are more stronger, who are more elder or bigger than you, that might be different, so they will not pay attention to all your whims and fancies, and you feel this as a repulse or a piece of injustice, and we feel how my friend is not paying attention to what I am saying to him, what I am telling him. This is very insulting on my part. Don't expect that whatever the treatment you receive from your parents on your home front, you will receive the same treatment from all the people in the external world. But the first lesson to learn is that there are other people in the world besides yourself. Whenever we enter the school, what is the main message we learn is that we are not the only one in this world, but there are many other people besides ourselves, beside ourselves. There are number of boys in the school where you are, whose amusements and pursuits are and ought to be of as much consequence to them as yours can be to you. So the boys in the schools, they may not be having the same aims, they may not be having the same amusements. Everybody might be having or enjoying different things. So they will not pay attention to you as your parents pay towards your aims and your amusements. So don't feel offended over there, and to which therefore you must give way in your turn. So if you give attention to their aims and amusements, they will give in turn attention to your aims and amusements and your pursuits. The more heirs to childish self-importance come out of this childish self-importance, come out of this selfishness. Now you are the part of the whole world. So everyone is important. All your friends are important in the external world. You will not get the high importance as you are getting at home. You give yourself, you will only expose yourself to be the most thwarted and laughed at. And if you do that, if you behave like a selfish in the external world, people will start laughing at you. True equality is the only one morality or true wisdom. So follow the equality at the home front as well as in the external world. That is the moral, that is the true wisdom, that is the true wiseness. Remember always that you are but one among others. See, the whole world, there are lot of students over there, there are lot of people in the external world, and you are just one among them. And you can hardly mistake your place in society. In your father's house, you might do as you pleased. At our parents' house, we can do anything, whatever we may please, or whatever we are interested in, whatever we think. In the world, you will find competitors at every turn. This world is very competitive, competition, there is cutthroat competition, rat race in the external world, and everybody is competing with the others. The external world is not so easy as your home front. You are not born a king's son to destroy or dictate to millions. You are not the king's son. You are an ordinary person's citizen's son. So you cannot give orders. You cannot destroy or dictate to others. You can only expect to share their fate. The common people, the ordinary people, share the same fate of the population, of the whole population. Or settle your differences amicably. What if the main message, again the important message, settle your differences, whatever the differences or opinion are there among yourself, among your friends, settle them amicably, peacefully with them. You already find it so at school, and I wish you to be reconciled to your situation as soon and with as little pain as you can. Reconcile is to adjust or to get used to one's situation. So the most important message is given in the last line. Adjustment is the best policy to be in the win-win position in our life. It means that his father is not telling that you are going to adjust at each and every juncture of your life and at each and every point of your life, but wherever it is necessary, wherever you can avoid clashes, wherever you are able to avoid arguments, it is better to make adjustments, because world will not follow your rule, because you are not the king's son. I am, dear little fellow, your affectionate father, W. Hazlitt. So this is the message, or this is the advice, my dear students, given by the father to his son. So this is the common message given by all parents throughout the world to their children. I hope you have understood the text very well. This is the glossary. These are the difficult words given in the from the text. Thanks for watching this video.